This is for the dreamers, the doers, and the straight shooters. Welcome to the $1 Million Podcast, where we cut through the noise and get real about what it takes to succeed. Hosted by Ramneek Wayne. Here we redefine influence. No fluff, just candid $1 million success stories. Turn your ambition into action and your passion into profit. Influence with purpose.
Welcome to the $1 Million Podcast. Today with me, I have two guests, co-founder of Paire, Nathan and Rex. I met them last week and it was amazing to hear their journey. I've been their buyer for a long time. Let's go to Nathan and Rex and ask them how the journey began as an entrepreneur. To you guys.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. So my question is to you guys. So how you guys met each other, Nathan and Rex?
It was in uni. They were having a kind of a debating game. I saw this guy who's debating at the stage and having curly hair bumping out and looked like a manga character. So it's like I forgot what was the topic about debate, but right after that was a dude. So like your hair, who looks like a manga character. Is that like where did you get it done?
Yeah.
Then that's how the conversation starts. And apparently it's just a natural hair. So
it's really impressive to looking at both of you guys' profiles as well. So you guys did a lot of work beside Paire in the past together. So if I look at your soul project and Rex, your profile, you have 2 bachelors as well. How did you decide that you don't want to be employee, you want to be entrepreneur?
My family runs textile business back in China for over like 40 years now. So my dad is kind of one of the experts in wool and cotton, and he started his business around for 30 years. And I'm always interested to have something my own. And I think there's an ambition inside of me that I want to build something myself, and I do see myself a product-driven person. So making something that's pleasing the people around me, especially like a picky person like Nathan. That's very rewarding for me. So it was my dream to create something that everyone can wear or can use, and everyone loves it. So we've been down a lot of different projects, and we just never stopped trying.
Yep. And what about you, Nathan? When you decided to be an entrepreneur, or it was just prophecy telling you, yeah?
Yeah, I guess a similar background. Like my dad's an entrepreneur himself. He's a businessman. My mom's a freelancer, works for herself her whole life. So I guess that option was always there. But personally, I've never imagined myself going to business. Rex knows I've studied arts and movies and writing in uni. I never imagined myself doing business because it just sounded so boring. But as I go on with my life, I feel like I couldn't resist the nature in me that probably was passed on by my parents. I realized that I'm naturally a very, very adventurous person. I love just exploring. I love the challenge. I love adventures, going to new areas and just trying to solve problems. I got so excited about those things, and I found that business just happened to be that perfect combination of everything I love. And that's how I decided to go down this path.
Yeah. Different. The original plan was he become a director, I become the actor. So we'll make a film someday, but didn't go off.
It's great to see you guys' journey and the way you guys maintain the professional boundaries. Because what I observe in most of the time, people like 2 people start together, and after some time they just go on their own ways. So how you guys manage the professional boundaries and same time the friends as well for like 15 or 16 years?
We're lucky. I think one thing we're very, very lucky. The longer we had the business together, the more we feel we're actually very lucky to find each other as a business partner. I think our personality is kind of very different, but at the same time, we share a lot of common values. So we believe in different things, on the same things. And also the skill set is just perfect match for this business. And it's like maybe it's because we tried different projects before that, and so when we come in together and have a business idea, it's just naturally dividing each other's which job is what. So one task is coming, like without any discussion, we will know who should be on it. Yep. And I think the trust, of course, coming from the common values and the friendship we build on along the way, and we also be able to separate the trust as friends and also the trust in business. So keep the professional boundary when we're talking about things. And when we like when we have discussion based on one business topics, we know it's like we can think it rationally instead of taking it a bit too personal. I think that's probably the trick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rex mentioned most of the things. Like, very importantly, we complement each other in our personalities and our skill sets. And just to add on to that, I guess there's a sense in our values where we always keep things very real. We're very just genuine. If there's a problem, we just talk things out. We're very direct, straightforward. And the debating skills that both of us have comes in very handy, where we're very logical, very evidence-driven. So all our discussions are just very calm and logical. But I think just being very, very real, like none of us are pretentious or anything, or none of us are trying to, achieve, something that's, let's say, pointless. We all just want to get the job done the best way possible.
It's interesting because I just lost a friend to debating. We had a debate, and after that, he never answered my phone call.
That happens. We have so many in uni. But in uni, we were in the same team, so it's fine.
That's okay. Yeah, look, it's really impressive to hearing about, and the more I'm getting into and getting to know like the skill set and trust you have each other. How you came across, because I believe the Paire started in a COVID time. It's an e-commerce platform where it started from, and everything was going under recession. How you guys come up with the courage now? We're gonna go against that and do it.
The Paire idea actually came along almost before COVID. I would say it was right at the end of our last project where we weren't going anywhere. We were just barely breaking even. So we were like, we should pivot. We should look for new ideas. It actually started just before the lockdown. We did not encounter in a worldwide pandemic. But, we are where we are now. So I guess the idea came from, I've always been really picky with my clothes. And I hated my socks slipping off my heels the whole time. So that's how the sock idea came about at first. But both of us have been talking about slow fashion, fast fashion, the whole fashion industry as a topic for many years. And we always seen that need in the fashion industry where most of the businesses now are just going after those quick sales, low price, easy manufacturing, labor exploitation. Rather than focusing on what clothes are meant to do, which is keeping you comfortable, warm, cool, breathable, etc. So the idea was, what if we use socks as a testing product to see if the market has a need for something that's newly invented, but it solves all the problems in fashion industry at a slightly higher price point. It's just better quality, more sustainable, but a lot more functional and comfortable. And I guess that's how the whole Paire idea came together.
Yep. I think I should have bring a paper and pen to take the notes. It's a lot of learning. And like I've been observing a lot of people or a lot of entrepreneurs come and goes, and they don't spend much on research and finding their niche. It's really impressive to see that. So when you guys started and you guys launched and up and running, what's the basic challenge you faced in first 3 months?
First 3 months was more about the product, right? I believe.
Yeah, I guess pre-launch. We should talk about pre-launch because when we had the idea about socks, we actually spent almost a year to develop the first product. As we said, we want to make the perfect socks. So we were redesigning socks from the very, very beginning. From the material, from the shape of it, from every little detail, the stitch. Everything was redesigned. And there was a lot of back and forth because we were obviously in a lockdown in the middle of a pandemic.
Exactly.
So Rex had a lot of headache working with the factory and the lab, working through those. So I guess the first 3 months, the hardest thing was to get the perfect product. We want to come to market with the perfect pair of socks. And that was one of the biggest challenges.
I would say that's a challenge until we actually launching the product. So the first socks we launched using Supreme Cool Blend yarn, which is our trademarked material. It's using a blend of organic cotton and Australian merino wool, which is actually very hard. There's a lot of wool socks out there, a lot of cotton socks there, but we are actually the only one, as far as I know, who blend these two fiber into a yarn and knit into a socks. And to get that right, it's actually not easy. Even me, even like I have a textile background, but to figure it out in the right twist factor, right way to dye the yarn, It just took us way longer than we expected. So I would say the first 12 to even 18 months, I would say, that's what we're working on is the product.
Yep. So next question, if you guys can answer in 30 seconds, it's going to be a quick question. So you guys come from the SOAR project to T-Rex to Paire. You never gave up. What have you guys keep going? Where this resilience coming from?
Oh, that's a great question. Sorry, I never thought about that.
Well, so I was like, my parents did support me for my accommodation and food. I think that's very important, actually.
Yeah.
For me, at least personally, I know I can build something. I know I can build something. I have this weird confidence from somewhere. I don't know. Like I know I can do something. I just strongly believe in myself, no matter other people. To a certain stage, if you keep failing, and even the people who loves you and trust you the most, they will start to kind of question and want you. Maybe it's a better way to do something else to have a better life. But I just think I never give up on myself. I was thinking, if those guys out there, they can build the great business, so do I. So I definitely can do it. So that was for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really reflecting because I'd never thought of that. And I feel like I just really enjoyed the process of creating something and solving problems along the way and learning new things. When you mentioned we did all these projects till Paire, and why did we not give up? I guess I never thought about it in that way because I never knew that there was something to give up on. I feel like I'm learning things along the way, and every project we've done, I've never seen them as a failure or something to give up on.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned so much through everything I've done. I
Exactly.
just want to keep learning. I want to keep creating and solve more problems. And it just came from this natural desire of I'm having fun creating things. And even until today, this is what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, I think so. I think even from the first project from T-Rex, we're actually building something for ourselves to get ready for Paire. So it's like every project we did, and we will sit together and discuss what went wrong, what should we do. And even to a certain point, we think maybe we need a certain skill set that we probably don't have to have a successful business. Then we went apart to seeking a different job in our area just to have that skill set to build up. Then after a year, come back together. So I think we want something from the first day.
Yeah, and it's amazing seeing you guys managing that boundaries, have that entrepreneur skill, resilience, how you manage work-life balance. Because right now I'm in the founding stage of my new organization with my fiance, and sometimes it's really complicated to manage that work-life balance. So how you guys do that?
I think one very important thing we learn to do now is to just shut off after work hours, right? I think none of us really respond to work messages or emails after work hours that often. It's not 100%, but probably not like most founders. We try to really just switch off and have our own private life after work. And at least for me, that's really, really helpful.
Yeah, I think similar thing. I mean, I think early days, there's no work and life balance for us. We just work whatever until the business become a stable stage. And I don't think there's a certain thing like a balance that you have to sacrifice somehow. You either sacrifice a bit or at the work or a bit after life. End of the day, it's like what you really want, and you can naturally split in your time to half and half. But I think having a nice co-founder definitely helps. So each of us, if we need a break, and then another one can just take over for a bit. Yeah.
Look, I was watching your Shark Tank pitch before coming here. That was really impressive. And how focused you guys are on innovation and finding that product is really impressive. And I believe you role model for a lot of people who having a startup and they are stuck on finding the right product. Any message or any strategy you want to give to them how to find the right product?
I think testing is very important. I do got asked a lot, I've been spending 2 years, 3 years just to work on the perfect product. The perfect product sometimes comes from your imagination, what you think is perfect. But what you want to create is something perfect for your audience or for customer or for certain group. And without testing, you will never know. For me, from the product perspective, the best way to tailor a product to a perfect product is to launch it, get people to try them, and then give you feedback. And I think we are very lucky in Australia that we have a very nice, beautiful customer here who are willing to write us the 2-page essays about our socks, like what they like, what they hate, what other brands are doing that they like. And that actually, I feel it's a nice place to be a startup incubator, to be able to giving us time to refine our product to a perfect stage. But if you are just sitting, sitting in your own imagination and spending 3 years and do so-called research and never launch your product to the public, I think it will be very hard to come up with a winning product.
And I guess my tip on this one will be, there is this one very classic questions that people ask in marketing and growth, which is you should ask this question to your customers and yourself every time you come up with a product. And the question goes, how disappointed would you be if this product no longer exists tomorrow? And there should only be 3 answers. 1 is neutral, 2 is kind of disappointed, and the third one is very disappointed. I think you need at least 60% people saying very disappointed to prove that this is a good product. Yep. And I think that is a question that we always ask ourselves since day one. It has to be that negative connotation in that question that drives people to feel very, very disappointed if I don't have this product anymore by tomorrow. And I think that's a very, very good benchmark to say that, all right, this is a good product. And I think for all the entrepreneurs out there, you should ask your customers and people out there, not just yourself, because if you're the only one that's happy about the product, that doesn't make it a good product. It has to be the customers speaking.
Okay, that's like really amazing. And like really amazing to listen to you guys and learning. Before you guys coming here, I ask few of your fans if they have any question to ask. Let me check the phones.
Whoa, really?
There would be some questions.
Do we have fans?
So the first question I have is, the statistics show that business and startup are more likely to succeed when having a co-founder or teams of 2 or 3 people, performing 163%, better than solo founders. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I'm not surprised. I guess I'm 100% for, dual founders or, more trio founders. No one's perfect. No one's going to have all the skill sets. You might be really good at allocating jobs, but you're not going to know everything. So starting from 2, at least you can complement each other on what each other's missing. So everyone's going to have their own blind spots. And it's always good to have someone at your back that's like, I got you. So I'm 100% for, multiple founders. Yeah.
Me too. I think it's very important.
In that scenario, like now we go into where there's 2 co-founders and one doing better than another. So how to overcome the imposter syndrome? Like some might be thought about, oh, he's doing amazing, I might not build for it.
I guess you just have to be really honest with yourself. You can't pretend that you're better than what you really are, which a lot of people are really confident.
Yep.
But I think both of us keep each other's in check with reality, and we have that trust. And as we said, our skill sets really complement each other. So when it comes to his specialty, like if it's about the material and he's like, now we can only blend this percentage of wool with this percentage of cotton.
Yep.
I wouldn't go like, why not? Like, I think there is a better technology out there that can do better than what you do. I'm not gonna, because I'm not dumb, right?
Yeah.
The same thing goes the other way. Like, if there's something about branding or marketing, and then Rex is like, oh, have we tried? Of course, like we have each other's, we have different expertise. So don't try to challenge something you don't know, and obviously try to deliver your best at work as well. So you know that you're giving 100%. And just be genuine with those conversations and trust each other.
Yeah, I think a couple of things very important when we're having co-founder. I mean, first thing is no matter you have a dual founders or more than 2, have your agreement ready before you start the business. Okay, it's just we can be friends, you can even be family, but something on paper to be more clear, that's very crucial. Okay, that prevents a lot of things going wrong. Second thing is, I think for me and Nathan, we never stop learning and grow. I think we kind of pushing each other to, this business, if you go to the next stage, both of us need to learn new skills and need to be better. So, if you feel you're not good enough, just to, give your 100%, 200% to try to catch up. I think that's very important. That's what we do.
Evangeline, if you're watching the podcast, we're signing paperwork, okay? It's impressive to see you guys build a team from 2 to team of 20. And I think managing employees is the toughest challenge people have. How did you figure out if Nathan believed one employee is performing really well, but Rex not agree with it? How you resolve that conflict?
Lucky we never had that yet.
Yeah, I think because the employee is hired for a certain role, right? And it's very clear that role is coming from we splitting our role into like a different small roles. And so it's very clear who's managing which member. So we strongly trust each other. I think that's very important. That, for example, I may see something, but I only see from a certain angle and I'm not doing the daily conversation. I may remind Nathan, say, hey, I observed these, I heard about these. And Nathan, well, if Nathan have different, but trust me, he or she's like, this person is like kind of doing well. It's just a small thing that pops up and I would just agree with that.
I think that's a very good point. It's like, if I'm managing someone and Rex has an opinion about it, he probably doesn't have the full picture and he knows about it, vice versa. I think, circling back to the last question as well, you just have to always have the best intentions. You have to have more of that positive intention and trust, knowing that, I've seen something that I'm concerned of. I'll give you the feedback. I'll tell you what I've observed. But because you're the person in charge of managing that employee, then, you will make the final call. And I'm 100% all right if my feedback is not, taken.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but
No.
just wanted to learn how you guys bring that disagreement to agreement, and it's really amazing to hear like the skill set, like teamwork, trust, working out really well for you guys. If you are the founder, follow these footsteps. The brand launch, this amazing hoodie, by the way, and
thank you.
your forecast was right. You told me it's gonna be windy next day. It was, and I'm wearing it, and it's amazing. And I can see you guys put a lot of effort on your loyal customers, and it's good to see your showroom in a QV doing really well. What's next 5 year for Paire look like?
I think offline expansion is definitely one thing on our radar. As you can see, the store is doing really well. It looks nice. People love coming in store and touching our products. And that is a very, very core part of the Paire identity, which is the tactile experience. As you know, we focus so much on our materials. We focus so much on the fabric technology. But it doesn't make sense until you have your hands on the fabric, because that's how you can actually feel it. We can talk all day about how great they are, but it doesn't make sense till you touch them. So having an offline presence really, really helped, adding that missing piece to the Paire experience. And we've already seen the results from our QV Melbourne store doing great. And we opened another one in South Melbourne, and that's doing great as well. So I guess in the next 5 years, we would like to expand more offline so that customers from all over Australia or even overseas someday can actually just go in store, try on and feel the Paire materials, notice the difference, and then, join the Paire community.
International expansion is something we've been looking forward as well. Towards the end of last year, we launched in Singapore and Malaysia. We had a great partner over there. And this year, we are going more international trade shows, including one in Japan in this July actually. So we're thinking about different ways we're being very conservative, consider the economics environment right now. But definitely it's on our to-do list. And both me and Nathan is looking for different strategies.
You guys started Paire back in 2020. I believe that time you don't had a kid. So what do you think? It is advantage to be young entrepreneur, living with the family, or experience well mature?
There's one thing, because I'm the oldest in the company actually.
We're not that young, really.
So
we might look young, but we are not young.
But I think that's one thing I do agree with Nathan. That's you only get old when you think you are old, right? So I think it really depends. Are we talking about the age or the mindset? Mindset wise, I think we have to always believe we are young, because the time you believe in your experience and you're old, that's the time you stop learning, and you stop learning from the young customer or your young employees, and you stop being curious about what's out there, what's possible. So I think the mindset one is definitely towards to the kind of younger mindset. But of course, having a decent experience can make you a bit more calm, more rational, which is important. But I don't think it's necessary to be an age thing, right? We do see a lot of young people actually it's acting very mature at their work. So yeah, I think it's just mindset-wise, be young. That's my answer.
Yeah, I agree with Rex, actually. I think this is not an age thing. This is 100% a mindset thing. Well, first of all, we both lived independently from our parents for many, many years. And, for me, I've been independent from my family since I was 18, financially as well. And so I think this has nothing to do with age. And that wouldn't give me any advantage either. I think the advantage comes from the mindset we have. And you can say it's a young mindset, but I would call it more of a challenge, risk-taking, and adventurous mindset.
Startup mindset.
It's a startup mindset. Like, no matter what age you are, like, both of us are now 35, 36. So, we could be 45, it could be 55, but that doesn't change our mindset of taking that risk of, I could be broke a year later, but so what? Like, it's okay, we got Centrelink. We're so privileged to be in Australia, to have that backup and to take that risk, so that I don't really think there's anything that could stop us from taking those risks. It's a matter of mindset, like whether you're willing to do it or not. And I guess it's just the mindset you have. It's a choice. You got to make a choice in your life, whether you want safeties, you want security and a stable life, or you just want to keep challenging yourself and push the boundaries and adventure, like go for those adventures. It's a choice.
Yeah,
you can't have them all.
Yeah.
And I think even it's also like when the business grow, right? We want to keep reminding ourselves to have that startup mindset, no matter how the business goes. If one day we become a international giants, right? We have like 1,000 employees. I think me and Nathan still want to keep this kind of startup mindset to remind ourselves what's new, what's possible. So I think that's very important.
I think looking at you guys' consistency, resilience, track record, you guys born to be entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
You guys should have a badge. Born to be
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, guys, today. It was amazing listening to your journey, the challenges you guys face, and the teamwork and loyalty you're putting in.
Thank you.
Your time.
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
And that wraps up this episode of the $1 Million Podcast. I hope you found today's insights as inspiring and actionable as I did. Remember, the journey to success is a marathon, not a sprint. And every step you take brings you closer to your goals. If you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Your support helps us bring more incredible guests and valuable content every episode. Got questions or feedback? We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media. All the links are in our show notes. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries, stay inspired, and remember, success is a journey, and we're just getting started.